How's it going? Are we live? Do we have power? I'd say yes. Welcome, everybody. My name is Tim Black. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. Oh, wait. It's been a couple days. Gotta make sure everybody's here. Who's in the building, folks? Do we have moderators today? Black Mamba and Buck Bewley are moderating. Give it up for my moderators. Yo. Now that we have moderators, do we have an audience? We have an audience, ladies and gentlemen. We have an audience. We have people. Oh, shit. Wow. All right, they showed up. Okay. Damn, they showed up. I guess we do a show. What's up, people? What up? Welcome to the Tim Black Wolfpack members in the house. Thank you very much, Johnson, for being here. It's great to have you come through representing, you know what I'm saying? My people, my people, my people, my people. My people, my people. So how you say, you know, one way is like, you know, proud. My people, my people, my people. The other way is like a little disappointed, like, my people, my people, my people, my people. It works both ways. So what's up, Johnson? How y'all doing, man? Look, if you're new to the show, this is a U.S. politics-based show. We also cover Black culture and breaking news. So that basically means we talk about whatever we want to talk about whenever we want to talk about it. You know, it's loose guardrails, you know, keep us in play, bouncing on the guardrails. I got the coolest crew. Tim Black Wolfpack. Very understanding people. They only cuss me out on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays and Mondays, sometimes Saturdays, but never on Sundays. Very Christian-like crew. I want to say what's up, man. I got Elizabeth Lunny and D Rose in the house, and D Harris and Fuquan and Trust No Party is in here. Yeah, I got the people, my people, my people, my people, my people, my people. They my people. I told you it's my people now. Don't come up in here with no foolishness now. Huh. I ain't scared of you, man. Oh, come in here with no foolishness. My brother Oz, Iron Man Oz, hit me up today. He was like, man, I was having a bad couple of days, man, but I watched some Bernie Mac. Rest in peace for the gods. He said, man, if you're ever feeling down, just watch a little bit of Bernie Mac. I said, I listen to him. I listen to him. I know you're talking about. I listen to Bernie Mac all the time. That brother was always in my spirits. He got me thinking, missed that brother, man. Gone too soon, way too soon. I hear tell that Bernie Mac got worked into an early grave. Yeah, I hear they worked Bernie Mac till it dropped. That's what I hear, man. They did Fred Sanford the same way. Y'all ain't gonna kill me. Y'all ain't gonna kill me. No. Hell no, I ain't. Much respect to the one and only Bernie Mac, man. Much respect. We're live on X and on YouTube. And if you could hit like, damn it. Hit the like button if you respect the content. You think, hey, man, more people. What good is being the only people that get it? Yeah, that's what I don't understand about some people, man. Look. You don't want to be the only person with common political IQ. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the only one. You go to parties, they talking, they don't know what they're talking about. You sitting there like this. You ever had that? You people talking, they don't know what they're talking about. You. No, that's not it. Now you know it's like being a 17-year-old young lady. But yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm going with this. You don't want to be the only one that understands things. Hey, man, I was just as dumb walking around in the dark. Excuse me. Oh, shit, I stepped on you again? Oh, shit, I stepped on you again. I'm sorry. Oh, did I get you? I elbowed you. I'm sorry. Oh, that was your foot? I didn't know that was a foot. I know you had feet. What I'm trying to tell you is you don't want to be the only one that understands politics. Share this with the world. Help me help you. Help me help us. Help us help everybody. That's how this works. Can't be hoarding the information, the knowledge and shit. Nah, you can't be doing that. You're the only one. They eat you when the zombies come. Everybody need a zombie shelter, or they just eat you. They all get eaten, then they eat you. You don't want that. See? Now you there. Now you get it. Now you understand. Every zombie movie you ever watch, okay, here goes a cheat sheet. Every zombie movie you ever watched, the most dangerous people in the zombie land, in the apocalypse, it's not evident to the eye, but once you get into it, once you take a step back, are the people that aren't zombies. Okay, they're the worst. You know, because you don't expect them. They be the most diabolical. All right. Folks, it's been a rough couple days. If I could have traded these last few days, I'd have traded them with you. You know what I'm saying? If I would have said, I gave right to you. Here you go. Give me your 2 days. I'm gonna go ahead and give you these. But you know what, Johnson? What doesn't kill you make you stronger? Or whatever white people say to make them feel better about things. I'm still here. Sometimes that's all you can say is, I'm making it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making it. How you doing, Tim? I'm doing. Well, have a nice day, Tim. Don't tell me what to do. Go ahead with your nosy ass. Telling people have nice days. What if I don't want my day to be nice? I want my day to be effective. Did I say effective? Damn. Well, Prince George's County school system ain't what it was cracked up to be, is it? Brother said effective. God damn. He said effective. Damn. Okay, guys, look, here's on the itinerary tonight. Thursday Thunder, Israel versus Iran, smoke and immigration shakeups. I mean, we got some stuff on that itinerary, don't we? Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of conversation you want to have at work tomorrow at lunch. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you don't want to do that. I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, you can. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feeling good, man? Everybody feeling good, man? What's up, Tay Diggs? How you doing, fam? You good? Fukuam. I don't know, man. I don't know where they got that name from, man. You know your mama didn't name you Fukuam. Is that Fuquan? Is that oh Fuquan? I'm sorry, Fuquan. There he go. Now look, he gonna talk about me. Look at his name. I feel like Steve Harvey at the wheel trying to spell. Where is that? Now I heard of Daquan and Luquan and Antoine. I never heard of Fuquan. Sound like you right out of a Mortal Kombat episode. You know what I'm saying? This is Fuquan. He gonna talk about my speaking. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. My brother. My brother. My brother. My brother. My brother. Just kidding, man. Just playing around with you, man. We cool. You came to see me, we cool. Timmy didn't play to get in. That's true. That's true. He's not a paid member. That's, you know, when I was out there doing comedy, you know what I'm saying? When I give, you know, when I've gotten paid gigs to do speaking, people usually pay. I know that's crazy, right? I know, right? You don't expect that. Yeah, Tim Black. So yeah, when I do this show, I don't, you know, people won't even hit like up this joint. It's the internet, Tim. You ain't got to be, you know what I'm saying? Support, hit the like button. If you can't join the membership of $5 a month, hit the like button. It's free. I gotta keep saying it. YouTube analytics tells me my people don't like hitting like buttons or subscribe bells or nothing. Just they come in and sit down where they go. He started the show, yeah, shit, man. I'm gonna complain about when it start. Did you pay? Nah, hell nah. You complaining about free stuff? Yeah, I'm complaining about free stuff. Like my free stuff on time. I really don't have a set time. You know what I'm saying? When he get his act together, maybe I give him $5 a month. But till he get his act together, he ain't getting nothing for me. He gotta get his act together first. And I don't like the way he talk about Jasmine Crockett either. I'll be with him till he start talking about Jasmine Crockett. That's my girl. He need to give respect to Roland. Roland's my guy. We're gonna be okay, Buck. Mamba, we're gonna be okay, Black Mamba. We're gonna be all right tonight. It's gonna be okay. I can't give you no hug right now, baby. I got show to do. Who that? Is that the little itty bitty? You Pop doing talking to the crazy people on the screen. He busy right now. I got to talk to people off the ledge. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy right now, baby. Love you. Oh, give it up for my baby girl, man. Yeah. She is everything. And everything is she. Y'all ready for some content, man? Y'all, come on, Tim. It's been a couple days. Get into it. Stop playing with people. All right, where we at here? Shit. All right, folks. I'd like to start tonight's show up, but be remiss if I did not start tonight's show saying Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. That's right. Juneteenth is a celebration of our ancestors who were free but didn't know they were free because white people didn't want them to know right away. Yeah, this so-called war that was fought to free us. Even though Abraham Lincoln said, if I had a way to stop if we could get rid of the South and try to break off and split off and do its own thing, if I could do that without freeing all these Negroes, I would. He said it out loud to everybody. It's written down. That's the thing about Republicans, man. Don't tell me you're coming up Republican. They be this lying. I mean, it's right there. He said, if I could have peace without freeing all these slaves we got back here, if I could do that and keep them locked up, I would. I'm only doing this because I ain't got no choice. And still, people got Abraham on the wall like, Republicans still be bragging like, we freed the slaves. No, not really. Not because you wanted to. Not because it was a moral objective. Abraham wasn't no Quaker. He wasn't an abolitionist. He was a pragmatist. He was Hillary Clinton. And you ain't gonna never see Hillary's picture on my wall. All right. But Juneteenth is a celebration of people in Texas who finally figured out that they was free. They made them wait a couple extra months because they wanted to bring the crops in. Like the slaveholders was like, well, we could tell them if they're free, and they've been waiting hundreds of years for this, but let's bring that crop in. We ain't no reason. They waited this long, shit. They could wait a little bit longer. Yeah, you didn't know it was going to be all that, did you? You didn't know all that. This is why people are like, oh, gosh. You know it was that bad? Yeah, it was that bad. Somebody said, Tim Black, the colors for Juneteenth are red, white, and blue. Ain't no green in that. No green and red and yellow and all. Nah, Tim. No, Tim. People choose to celebrate with those colors, but the colors are the flag colors, man. We Americans. So give it up for that. You see your boy Stephen A. Smith had Candace Owens on the show. He ain't had her back on the show. Now, the first time Stephen A. Smith had Candace Owens on the show, he ain't asked her a damn thing about all the bad things, all the negative bashing she did to black people for 5 years to get where she was. He said, we ain't had that much time. And you know, I would. Because that's what I do. I got the unmitigated gall to ask any question. But I'm not going to ask her right now because I don't have that type of time. But you must believe, I will. I will ask her. Because I'm a straight shooter. Hence, straight shooter media. Well, I knew that was bull because I know Stephen A. Smith. I mean, I don't know him, but what I know of him is he played both sides of everything. Takes a lot of energy to hit ball one side of the net, then run over to the other side and hit it back to himself. That's what Stephen A. Smith does on every political issue. But Republicans like him because he will hit the ball from that side of the net. But when he get on his ass, he run back over and hit it the other way. So I knew he was lying when he said it. Well, just to prove me right, he had a second follow-up interview with Candace Owens. This time it wasn't for 20 minutes, it was for a full hour. And guess what he did not bring up? All the negative stuff she said about black people for the first 5 years of her career. Well, I'm sorry. After the first year of trying to be a progressive, then she was like, the money's in bashing these black people. And since I'm from the Caribbean, I guess that's what I'm going to do. And it would have been very perfect for Stephen A. Smith to bring up these questions about Candace Owens to actually confront her on his show because, well, he be acting like he riding for black people. She be acting like she's trying to ride for black people. Like whenever she told when she said things like, black people don't have conflict resolution skills. And black people, they're violent. And black people this, and black people, when she said all those things, she said she said them to help black people because she loved them so much. Yeah, the fact she was working for Jewish folks and basically white nationalists while she was doing it had nothing to do with it. It would have been perfect for Stephen A. Smith to ask her questions about her past because that's what you do in interviews. Particularly when you are a multimillionaire like Stephen A. Smith. You can't hide behind, well, I didn't know. Guess I was slipping. I mean, he has a staff, he has people. And it would have been perfect for Stephen A. Smith to ask Candace Owens about her past because, well, it was right on the dawn of June 19th. And Candace Owens every year put out a tweet shaming Juneteenth, saying it was fake and phony and a made-up holiday, and it was ghetto. Juneteenth was a ghetto holiday, don't matter. Even though black people have been celebrating it for a very long time, way before Biden tried to capitalize off of it. You know, instead of giving us money. Stephen A. Smith, I'm very disappointed in you, sir. Because your viewers expect more from you. I don't, but they do. And you proved me right again. I appreciate being right, but sir, I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather for you to do the upstanding right thing, the ethical thing. Not be like everybody else. Not be like those fake progressives that said they were so progressive, and then as soon as they could get some views off Candace, they was like, my girl. So I look at like Dave Chappelle playing Rick James. Give it to me, baby. The point is very simple, and it's not a laughing matter. Stephen A. Smith, I'm disappointed you didn't stand up straight on this one, but I'm sure you'd love to make it up to your viewers by having a conversation with your brother Tim Black. We'd go over these important issues and we would address them. And of course, my door is always open to Candace Owens, where you will be asked, hey, what about all that horrible things, all the horrible things you said about black people, Candace? Just because you're talking about Jewish folks right now, don't change that. I mean, it's cool you want to go after Israel. Well, let's go after Israel first. The individual, you. All right. Let's go on, guys. Let's get started with the show. That wasn't even part of the show. I just threw that in there because, you know, it's my mic and we got ads on my mind. You never know. Sometimes, you know, we got a few people watching. Maybe the story will travel and I'll get an opportunity to bring either Candace Owens or Stephen A. Smith on the show. That'd be a great follow-up to, you know, Van Lathan and Michael Singleton and Dana with the data. Keep the party going. Y'all ready for some drama, Johnson? All right, Johnson, let's get into it. That's been happening, right? A lot going on, man. Is it going to be World War III? Israel and Iran are on the brink. And guess who might be paying for it? Us. They got billions for war, but can't feed the poor. And nothing for Black America. Again. Israel and Iran are ramping up for conflict. Just like the clockwork, U.S. politicians are whispering about intervention. Intervention. We got no money for housing, for jobs, for health care, for education. But there's always a blank check for bombs. How many more global fights are they going to fund while ignoring the pain in our own Black communities? Don't fall for the distraction. Stay focused. Let's talk Israel and Iran right here on the Tim Black Show.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Oh, God. Okay, guys, we got to get off the roof. These are coming down right next to us here. They're coming down. One just about. We got to go inside. Into the ground. It's like a deadly fireworks display over Tel Aviv. Goodness, there was an impact just to the left of us here.
Yeah, while they're firing bombs in the Middle East, they're firing teachers in our schools, cutting hospital funding and saying we can't afford no reparations.
Keep the
Yeah, no U.S.-Israel war. No U.S.-Israel war on Iran. You know, there's a war on being poor. I mean, there should be a war on being poor. There isn't. There's a war on the poor. Yeah, that's how important it is to get your English right. There's a war on the poor, and it's been happening forever. And that's the war we're focused on. That's what we matter. What matters to us most, what matters to working people most, is the ability to take care of their families. And we ain't been able to do that very comfortably in this country. But what we have been able to do as a country is bomb other countries. This war really has nothing to do with us. It doesn't. What is this? But as usual, America will stick its beak into anything that's tied to Israel. In fact, most of the things we get involved in have something to do with it. But here goes the important part. How much do they question? How much does our media question the involvement of the U.S. in these foreign wars? I'd say never enough. I think they just play along. They're the ones that drag us into it. They're the ones that are supposed to be the safeguards and blow the whistle on what's happening. I should not be the one telling you how horrible America is, the track record we have of interventionist wars. It should be Abby Phillip. It should be somebody with a humongous platform that reaches multiple millions, not tens of thousands on a good day. Well, sometimes I do, but sometimes I do well, but you never know. It's a crapshoot. But if Abby Phillip and other cable news network or cable talking heads would say a half of what we're saying here tonight, maybe it would matter in a larger conversation. But they don't want to do nothing dumb like that, because that, my friends, may turn off the money faucet. Here goes Abby Phillip on a report on Israel and Iran, but stay tuned, because there are parts of this that I don't think other commentators will even touch, because, well, they want careers. And my career is over. I'm not hearing anything. Well, damn. I mean, I know that that ain't cool, man. Okay, well, talk amongst yourself while I go get this. It's kind of important. It's the whole segment. Damn, Methodist.
Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on Black issues, and when they do, it's all fluff. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining, on point. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Visit www.timblacktv.com today. Get Black breaking news, politics, culture from someone you can trust. TimBlackTV.com. Join us today.
Now on our breaking news, nearing sunrise in Iran and Israel, a source tells CNN that the president has reviewed Iran attack plans, but he's holding off to see if the country is going to step back from its nuclear program. Alex is back with us here to talk through the president's potential options here. And as you see it, there are three main scenarios that could play out here. The first one is essentially that Israel decides to go it alone.
Correct. So if the president decides to let the Israelis do it by themselves, if he's comfortable, he thinks they have the capabilities to do enough damage that he's comfortable with the after effects of it, this is what it would look like. So in terms of Fordo, you really have two options. The Israelis previously launched a raid into Syria about 200 kilometers north into a chemical weapons facility. So they put commandos on the ground before. That's an extreme option with a lot of risk, obviously putting people on. But as you can see, the tunnel entrance is here. So we got them here, right, here, and here. Right, so if you're going to send folks inside into the mountain into a deep buried facility as a render safe mission, kind of difficult.
Yeah,
but
I mean, how defended is this area, though? I mean, are there, Iranians on the ground?
Sure.
What else is there?
So, I mean, there's plenty of defenses that are here. This was specifically built as a deep buried facility to withstand conventional attacks, either from a ground or an air raid.
Yeah.
So, and you also have what we'd call fatal funnels or choke points, because if there's any guns inside, those are the only entrance points, and that's where they're pointing. So it's a very difficult mission set for anybody performing it.
Yeah.
No.
So the second option is that the United States does a limit.
Whoa. Let's stop right there. We need to stick with the first option. Yeah, that's the only option we should be considering. Israel handling its own business. I mean, folks, can we have a moment of clarity here? Do you realize that Israel started this? They preemptively struck Iran. They say they did it because Iran's trying to develop nuclear capabilities, which Israel has. Look, Israel says they're went after Iran because Iran is trying to get as powerful as Israel, who will not let weapons inspectors come in and take a look at their own arms. So basically, Israel is a humongous hypocrite. And they think they're the only ones that can have bombs. Now, don't get me wrong. We had an agreement to keep bombs out of Iran. We did. But Trump and his divine wisdom went against that. Hey, look, I don't know if they were adhering to it anyway. Who knows what was going on? I have no idea. I don't know. But I do know this. If you start some mess, don't come get me. Don't come get me, man. Why are we so tied to whatever Israel wants to do? Israel's like that annoying. They're like Fredo in Godfather. Okay, they're like Fredo. Remember him? Point is this. The only option that I think most Americans, and based on the polling, and we'll get to that later, the only option that makes any sense for us is for Israel to do what Israel's going to do. If you want to poke the bear, be prepared that when the bear turn around, you got to handle the bear. Don't come looking for America to bail you out. Now, here goes Abby Phillip to go down a bunch of very unfavorable ways that they could go about doing this. Whereas, I guess, attacking Iran and not being obliterated.
Limited attack, and it sounds like from our reporting that is what the United States is trying to figure out. What is the limited option here?
Right, so if it's limited option, so if it wasn't the ground raid and the Israelis, those same tunnels, if they don't bomb them to collapse the tunnels and the air shafts so they can't get inside, requiring constant suppression, then it becomes the U.S. option, right? There's really only one aircraft that's capable of carrying the 30,000-pound bunker-busting bombs required to do the mission, and it's the B-2 stealth bombers that you see here. So round trip to the United States with refueling, provided that none are forward deployed, probably multiple sorties involved, but that's realistically what we're looking at in order to do enough damage to set the program back.
Yeah, and the B-2s, Israel doesn't have them.
They don't have them, and that's why it requires the U.S., and they can't deliver as big of a blow from the air.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it gets worse. Yeah, it gets worse. They don't have what they need to do what they need to do. Right? So they don't have the type of gun, the type of aircraft to go in and bunker buster. But we do. So now they're showing up with their hands in their pockets like, can I talk to you? Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you. Your little brother, little sister hit you up for some money or something. Hey, let me talk to you. See, the only problem is this is not kid stuff. Nor is it a game. These are actual lives at stake. And getting it embroiled in yet another war. And this may be a different type of war as well. I mean, remember, the whole reason why Israel is saying they have to do this or had to do this is because they're afraid Iran is developing a nuclear warhead. Let's say they're right. Let's say Iran has a nuclear warhead. That'd be a good reason for us not to be involved. Here's where they really lost me.
So talk us through option 3. This is essentially looking at the region and saying not just this one facility, but let's take it all out. Like, what are we talking about in terms of that?
Sure. I think this is the least likely option to start with. If the president makes a decision to hit Fordo, his political base doesn't support, a war. He certainly doesn't want to collapse the government there and deal with nation and state building, which is what we saw in Iraq and Afghanistan. But if we did go in and decide to strike, right, what do the targets look like outside of that? You can see the nuclear facilities here with the nuclear symbols, and then you've got regime targets, and then you've got oil refineries along there, which is really far expanded at that point. It's more likely that would be. But that would realistically probably only happen if they decide to go after U.S. forces in the region. So we have between Qatar, the UAE, we've got major air bases. U.S. Central Command has a forward headquarters at Al Udeid Air Force Base in Doha. We've got major bases in Kuwait. But what's probably the most likely would be the U.S. bases here, outside of Baghdad, up north in Kurdistan, and then here in Syria along the border, which is what everybody's predicting they would try to hit. So the U.S. has been surging assets in. F-22 squadron came in today into the U.K., all kinds of fighter assets and air defense systems to protect U.S. forces that are there. Ships were moved out of the harbors, and aircraft that were not in hardened bunkers have already been moved out. It is very clear the U.S. is preparing for a potential option to strike at this point.
And, folks, and remember what they just said, what he just said here. This would be the most likely situation that would have to be in place for America to get involved unilaterally. That's just jump in, right? And that will require us taking incoming from Iran. This is how you get to a false flag. A lot of people talk about false flags, right? They talk about things that are set up to appear one way, which are schemes or strategic moves they make. They put on a show, right? And they tell you, they give you misinformation and say, this thing happened. Then we find out that's not exactly what happened. Maybe we did it ourselves. I'm not saying that's what's happening. But I'm saying for America to have the support of Americans, not that they care all that much, obviously. One way that Donald Trump, in one way, the powers that be, the military-industrial complex, would get us into this is by, maybe it looked like we got attacked. Like 9/11. 9/11. God. Okay, 9/11, okay? Okay, let me show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah, a potential option to strike, but they do not, it seems like, want a scenario where all of this is at play with
Certainly
Iran.
not. No, I think that's what they're trying to avoid.
Abby with the very descriptive, it doesn't look like they want to, where all of this is in play. It's interesting. Abby, basically, I'm doing as good as Abby, and Abby's paid a lot of money to do this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just sounded trash. Let's keep going.
And everything today from CENTCOM has largely been defensive in nature to protect forces that are there. And there's a lot of dual citizens. People don't realize that there are millions of citizens that are potentially traveling through the region through Europe, and those that are dual citizens of Israel and other countries.
Yeah, Alex, thank you very much for joining us and for giving us all that information. Will he or won't he? Tonight, the world is watching and waiting for President Trump to make the single most consequential decision of his time in office so far.
You know, it's important to know the only time that the neocon liberals, the Democrats had any love for Donald Trump during his first term was when he went to war, when he dropped some bombs on Syria. Remember that? Yeah, that's the only time they was rocking with him. All the other time he was Hitler, Mussolini, Ayatollah Khomeini or something. That's what they called him. But when he went along and put some money into the coffers of the military-industrial complex, yeah, that's when they rock with him. And that's what's happening again. It's almost a twinkle in the eye of Abby Phillip. And I'm not saying it's, you know, her wish or goal or whatever, but it's things get lighter as they discuss the possibility of America getting involved. This is why I say what I say about our military-industrial complex. Keep listening.
Whether he will allow the United States to get involved in the conflict between Israel and Iran. Now, just a short time ago, CNN learned that Trump has reviewed potential attack plans for Iran, but he has not approved them. He is holding off to see if Tehran steps back from its nuclear program.
Some say he's holding off to see if they got tapes of him in Epstein's house. Funny close-up on face. Harrison Ford smirk. Look, folks.
Meanwhile, Trump met with his national security team in the Situation Room to discuss the options for U.S. military involvement. And we're told that top officials are now discussing how the U.S. can strike Iran without becoming embroiled in a full-scale war. Meanwhile, Israel and Iran continue to trade strikes, and the relentless barrage enters its 7th day. So here is what Iran is saying if the United States decides to join Israel's attacks.
I'm sure they're saying, man, hey, we love you, America. We don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke. Let us deal with Israel on our own. Mind your business. So we can stay like not destroying the entire country. Well, the entire planet. Sorry. Sure, it's something like that. Right?
If the Americans decide to get involved militarily, we have no choice but to retaliate wherever we find the targets necessary to be acted upon.
Yeah. Now let me ask you guys, what would America do if the roles were reversed? Yeah, what would we do if the roles were reversed? What if, I don't know, let's say, let's say Iran attacked Israel, and then Israel, then Israel, then someone attacked us. Will we respond? Yeah, I think we would, Johnson. I think we definitely would. If someone attacked us, I mean, people don't attack us and we respond. So obviously, what Abby's saying is kooky because there would be no reason on God's green earth or brown earth or any other parts of the earth where if we attack Iran, that they would not strike back in some way. Like, that's what the bombs are for. So to avoid this catastrophic outcome, this horrific scenario, all we got to do is let Israel finish what Israel started. And let's not leave out the fact that as we speak, Israel is bombing the shit out of Palestinians. And they're in tents in refugee sites. They're still bombing Palestinians right now to exist. Because they're so afraid of Palestinians, they have to protect themselves from the women and the children and the men with no guns and tents. This makes sense. It does. No, it doesn't. Let's keep going. It's important. Don't tap out now. Here comes Anderson Cooper with the bloopers.
And anchor Anderson Cooper is live now in Tel Aviv. Anderson, now that you are on the ground in Israel, what is it like there? Do you get the sense of anticipation for what Trump's decision is going to be and what that might mean for Israel and the region?
There's certainly a lot of anticipation here. Just in the last hour, Iran's Revolutionary Guard has said that air defenses have been activated in Tehran. Now, the IDF has all.
You know, when you listen to CNN commentators talk, let me connect the dots for you. When you listen to them really talking, when you hear, we listen to the words, you realize they're not saying anything. Hey, Anderson, do you get a sense that people in Israel care if they get obliterated off the world stage? Yeah, I do get a sense that people are a little concerned about the bombs that are falling. That's what all the money's for. Folks, connect the dots, man. These people are paid to shovel propaganda. It's definitely not for insight. I mean,
also in the last hour put out a warning to Iranians in 2 areas around Tehran to evacuate because of strikes that they are going to be conducting. There's no word yet on what the latest targets might be from Israel. Earlier today, the Israeli Air Force said that 25 fighter jets had hit more than 40 targets in western Iran. They're talking about missile storage sites, military personnel, missile launchers as well. Israel continues, Abby, as you know, to dominate the skies over western Iran and seems able to take their time selecting out new targets, searching for new targets, and hitting those at will. Now, at the same time, Iran's ability to launch missiles here into Tel Aviv and elsewhere into Israel seems to be greatly reduced. Today, there have only been 2 warnings that have gone out to residents here in Tel Aviv to seek shelter. We've gone down to the shelters twice today. That's a lot less than in prior days. No reports of any fatalities as a result of those attempts by Iran. It is just past 5 a.m. here. Dawn is just starting to break. And once again, residents here are going to be waking up wondering what this next phase of the conflict will bring and what will President Trump decide to do.
Yeah, I mean, the entire world waits. And I know, Anderson, you've only been on the ground for a short time now, but what is life like in Tel Aviv? I mean, are people able to go about their lives? I mean, we've seen a lot of our correspondents and anchors having to go into stairwells and bomb shelters as these sirens have gone on. But are people able to do other things?
You know, it's just, I mean, to me, it gets very frustrating when I hear this type of talk. And I'm not blaming every person, every citizen of Israel for this, because I don't think they control what their government does, but I'm just saying, Johnson. Israel attacked Iran, not the other way around. And now it's like, I hope the citizens of Israel are able to go to the pool, go swimming and taking a play still. Hope they're able to go to the park, check out the opera, go catch a movie at the local theater. Like, what? What? Yeah, like, what movies are Palestinians watching right now? Yeah, what coffee shops are they frequenting? Oh, that's right. They're starving to death. Yeah, because you choked out the ability for them to eat on purpose. It's a strategy. More dots to connect. Let's go.
Yeah, you know, life in many ways has slowly gotten back. I wouldn't say to normal here. There's certainly a lot of concern about what lies ahead, how long this may go on for, what the impact of it is going to be, and whether or not the U.S. is going to get involved. But in Tel Aviv, I mean, Tel Aviv is often referred to as a bubble. You know, there were people swimming in the ocean today. There were people watching the sunset. There was coffee shops are open. Life has not returned completely to normal, but I think the the fear that we saw over the weekend with so many strikes coming from Iran. The 24 people died here. Many others were injured. Others have been left homeless because of the destruction of property. I think the stress levels have reduced. It's become a little bit more normal. And the 2 times that we went down to bomb shelters today, there wasn't a lot of fear from people. There was concern, of course. Nobody likes to do that. Some people were in their bathrobes. They'd just gotten out of the shower when the air raid warnings went off. They had 10 minutes to get down to the bomb shelter, and then shortly after got the all clear. So while there's a lot of concern and a lot of stress, and there's a lot of people who would like to leave and more Israelis who would like to come back, the commercial airspace is still closed. Life is slowly getting back to some semblance of normal. Restaurants aren't fully open. The life of the city is not continuing, but it's certainly better than it has been in the last several days.
Anderson, thank you very much for all of that. Anderson Cooper in Tel Aviv. It's been an interesting day, to say the least, for President Trump. As he's weighing this potentially presidency-defining decision, he was actually on the White House lawn this morning overseeing a construction project. But while he was there, the president had this extraordinary warning for Iran.
Unconditional surrender. That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it. I give up. No more. Then we go blow up all the all the nuclear stuff that's all over the place there.
That's right, folks. While Black Americans are sitting here wondering if we can get our communities to have clean water, do you realize that Flint, Michigan, last month, May 2025, the EPA finally ruled that the water in Flint, Michigan won't kill you? Yeah. 9 years later. It took 9 years for a U.S. city to get water that was drinkable. But no, you know what we focused on? We focused on how much money we should get involved, how much money, lives, and futures we want to offer up for a mess that Israel started with another country nearby. Because that country may have nuclear power similar to the power they have, that they don't want anybody to know they have. They won't let inspectors come look at what they have. But they want to stop Iran for having that. So that's where we are. Black Americans, no clean water, no good schools, no real investment. Racial wealth gap still very lopsided, hasn't closed. Regardless of what Democrats tell you about what's happening with Black America, we're still on the bottom of the bottom. Meanwhile, we're fighting a battle with the immigration, a battle against the propagandist media. And all of this while we deal with sellout after sellout throwing us under the bus on our own side of the ball, choosing the corporations over the people, and not giving us a true difference between Republicans and Democrats. And I don't know what. Trump was supposed to be the president of peace. Now he's actually considering this. Somehow there's always money for foreign conflict. And a lot of MAGA people, a lot of people that voted for Trump, who will see not just Trump, but see the future they want this country to have, they do not co-sign this conflict. They do not co-sign being embroiled in yet another Middle Eastern conflict to take money out of this country and put it into bombing another country. Not to mention the possibility of World War III. All those things stacked on top of each other bring us to where we are right now. When I say there is no party for sane people in this country, I mean it. I tell Black people they don't have a party. White America, you don't have a party either. What you have is dynasties of corruption that feed off itself, that clothes itself and wraps itself in military excursions to be able to build more money and engorge itself on greed. Meanwhile, the capital or what's being spent and depleted are human beings, lives across the globe. That's what's happening. What's the solution? Well, one of them is hold these politicians accountable. Don't fall for the okie doke. Become engaged. I don't care if you sit on the couch or not, but get in the fight any way you can. First, start with your mind and what you believe and what nonsense you listen to on these airwaves. Because if you're relying on CNN to give you the deal, you're going to miss the boat. Same way with Fox News, Newsmax, and all the rest of them. What will Trump decide to do? I think it's overwhelmingly the people that voted for Trump want him to stay out of it. It ain't even close. And it's the Democratic Party, the former party of peace, that's nudging him towards doing something. And the only thing consistent about our U.S. politics is both parties love war. They don't agree on much else. But for some reason, from Ted Cruz to Chuck Schumer, they agree on war. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm Tim Black. Let's keep going. That make any sense, family? How we doing? How we doing, people? Stephen Butler says that's the truth. Otto says 100, 100. When will American tax dollars be used for American taxpayers' benefits? Right. All right, guys. Let's see if I can get this going. I'm hoping the first video is the only one with a problem. Let's see where we are here.
Holding people.
Yeah, looks like we're back, Johnson. Okay. Now that's what, that was the first segment. We wanted to get into the Iran-Israel issue. Hope people let me know what's happening with that. We're going to clip that out, make that a separate video. It's going to go up on the YouTube channel. Now is where I remind you about the show, Johnson. We put out clips, independent clips from the show. We make segments. But if you want the full show, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. You get access to all the full shows in their entirety. Go to jointimblack.com. Sign up today. You can also join on YouTube. Become a member of this because what we do here is different. You're going to find out. We try to be thoughtful, but we always try to be thoughtful and honest in all our coverage. And we do not try to follow the mainstream narrative. We do not boost any candidates or we don't boost any parties. We're not here to support parties. We're here to support the people. This is People Party. Politics for the people. The Legacy Mug here by the Tim Black Show. So go to Join Tim Black once again and become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. And with that, let's continue. Jesus Christ.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector. Next on deck with Tim Black.
Hi everyone, Delia Catalina Ramirez, Congresswoman here. I'm here with Congressman Jackson. I'm here with Congressman Davis and Congressman Garcia at the Broadview Holding Center. As you know, we don't have detention centers here in Illinois, but they've been holding people here, our constituents, and we came to do congressional oversight. We were denied entry. We had to talk to someone through a hole. Levi, if you can show here, had to talk through a hole with someone that wouldn't even identify themselves to us, wouldn't tell us who they were, and then what they said was to send an email. We have been doing accountability, oversight, demanding, sending letters, and what they said is go ahead and send an email when we have the authority to come in here. Why that matters? If they're willing to do that to us, what are they going to do to our constituents who have been waiting here, that are inside, people that came for an appointment and now have been sitting an hour and a half with no notice on what to do? This is why we're going to continue to do this work. We have to continue to do accountability, and we have to remember, your taxpayer dollars are not for this.
Okay. Damn it. Where are we at here? Oh, I'm sorry. There we go.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
We have no problem with you wanting to check in with people that are being held in our prisons here in the United States, whether it be detention centers or prisons or penal systems or wherever, right? That's not a problem. My problem is the politicization, how you use politics for this. Folks, America, if you don't remember, America is the mass incarcerator in the Western world. With 5% of the world's population, we house 20% of the world's prisoners. When was the last time when there wasn't a detention center that one of these Congress people were complaining about not being able to have access to? Where's she been? In Illinois. Like, Illinois is a humongous state. There are multiple jails and penal institutions in Illinois, I'm sure. I mean, it's America. We lock up people, that's our business. That in bombs. Domestically, locking up people is one of the biggest industries in the United States. When was the last time she was concerned about the regular U.S. citizens in the regular jails that are housed all across this country? Some of those people, or most of the people that are in those prisons, U.S. citizens, haven't had trial yet, haven't been convicted of anything yet. When was her concern about those people? I'll wait while we dig that up. That's my main complaint about the Democrats. And I know she's a Democrat because this is their talking point. Now, I know Republicans come with various talking points themselves. Both sides do. But this particular blend of talking point the Democrats have been using is so insulting to the rest of Americans. Folks, it sounds like a broken record to people that have been watching the show. But it's sometimes facts of just facts, and they don't change. Americans are locked up every day, and no one checks on us. Families are separated in America every day. There's no rally, there's no protest. Nothing. You're dropping your child off at daycare, you stop short on a stop sign, they pull you over, you don't have insurance. Your license is suspended. Maybe you owe back taxes. Maybe you're late on some bills. Maybe you didn't pay your traffic, moving violations. Who knows? And all of a sudden, you're in the system. They don't say, thanks for all your service. You could be a veteran. You could be a doctor, a lawyer. You could be a student. You could be just somebody, a carpenter. You could be an Amazon worker. No one cares. No one cares. You could be an Uber driver. No one cares. But it's the Democratic Party that cares only if you are undocumented. That's when they care. And that seems tone deaf as hell for a party that wants votes from the rest of us. Last time I checked, undocumented people can't vote, right? So you're fighting for the people that aren't citizens, who don't vote, more than you're fighting for citizens. And then when we point it out, like when I point this out, I get bombarded with people saying I'm xenophobic. I'm on the wrong side of history. No, you're on the wrong side of reality, sister. That's what that is. Oh, guys, make it make sense. I'd love for you to. Break it down to me. Make me understand why all this noise about detention centers. Are we getting news that there is something inhumane that's happening to non-citizens in detention centers before they are deported? Is that what we're finding out? I'd like to know because I haven't got any reports that say this. I do know that in several prisons around this country, U.S. citizens die every day. So basically what a congressperson wants to say, and many of the Democrats representatives who have been doing all of this grandstanding are saying is, don't treat undocumented people like you treat Americans. Yeah, that's really what they're saying. Because we die every day in those prisons. We're overcrowded, undersupervised, raped, assaulted, suicide rate off the chain, not getting the health care we deserve. All these things happen in these prisons to American citizens. And what she wants to make sure is that the undocumented people are not treated that way because that's inhumane. Then they wonder why they lose elections. Then they wonder why they're not in power. Face it, Democrats, you don't want to be in power.
Opportunity of accountability, and we have to remember your taxpayer dollars are not for this.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting a little offended by these people that think they're warning Black Americans that if we don't get in on a protest, that they coming for us next. I think we told you that they were coming for you next. I think that's how that thing worked. I think we told you that they were coming for you next. You talking to a people that don't even have their own last names right now, and you think you warning us of what?
Yeah, I love this sister already. This is great. This is the type of energy I'm talking about. This is what I've been saying. They've been telling us, oh, they're going to be you next. No. We are the model. We're the model. The way America treated us, the undocumented folks are worried, the immigrants are worried that they're going to get treated the same way. That's why they're calling us. You know what it's like to get treated like you. You don't want us to go through what you went through, right? I don't know. Let's think about it. Everybody gets the benefit from what we've been through. When our ancestors died to get us to this other place, and then you all seem like you got amnesia. Because when we on the jobs and we work together, you don't treat us well. The employers, they hire you over us. You don't go, oh no, the blacks, they paved the way for me to even live where I live, to even be in this country. No, I wouldn't want to jump in front of the blacks. No, that never happens. But black people are supposed to be so benevolent, kind, and caring that we overlook all that. Yeah, I guess we are, huh? You know what? We're not magical Negroes. We are human beings. Human beings with thoughts, feelings, and memories. And they got this thing called books. And in those books are all the stories written down, regardless of what John Leguizamo wants to tell America about how great things were, how we were doing fine, and it was you guys that were struggling in America. Anyway, let the sister keep cooking. Go ahead, cook, sister.
This is the disrespect for my ancestors. You think you talking to somebody about what? When my people have been enslaved in this country for 400 years and have gone through hell and back for freedom, and you think you warning us of what? No, we're warning you. That's the issue for me, that you're speaking as if you telling us something. No, we told you. We've been doing this. We've been in these streets getting bit by dogs, houses set on fire, you know what I'm saying? Incarcerated, mass incarcerated, for stop and frisk. We've been on that. Y'all, this is new for you. This is new for you, and it matters to you now because it matters to you now. So that's the first thing, the disrespect, talking to us like if this don't, many people wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Black Americans, because as we know, they had to make an amendment for birthright. So that's the first thing. There needs to be a conversation about respect here. But, you know, I love all my Latino brothers and sisters, Asian, everybody. But what y'all not going to do is talk to us like you warning us. No, we the blueprint. We warned you.
Yeah, you know, it's... Give it up for that. It's the people on social media, man. Yeah, man, like I said, man, I'm telling people, it's great that everybody has the ability to make content. I take advantage of it, that's for damn sure. And everybody else has the right to take advantage of it. But what you are reacting to, what she's reacting to, I think, are the people that are making content without any context. They see a video of a person, of a black person saying, screw you, it's your turn, your time, it's your time. Then they go make a video saying how black people are insensitive and don't care about them, and this is back and forth. It's great for content creation, but it's also great for the mental stability and the emotional, you know what I'm saying, the emotional stress level of average people, you know what I'm saying? Most people just want to get through their day, right, and live indoors and take care of their families. You're not living this vicious existence where they're attacking others. But when people feel attacked, that's when they strike back. I agree with what the sister's saying now. I totally agree. It's a few people bubbling up to the top, talking down to Black Americans on these social media sites, forgetting, or maybe they don't know at all. Maybe taking the history out of the schools worked, because maybe they don't know. Civil rights movement, we kind of paid our dues. We kind of went through that. And you know what? If the worst that was happening for Black people was we were getting arrested and sent back, that's not what was happening to the civil rights movement. Is that what's happening right now? Is this a civil rights movement for immigrants? Remember, it ain't just Latinos, it's Africans, it's Asians, it's even some Eastern Europeans that are being sent back who are undocumented. ICE is not only arresting, it shouldn't be only deporting Latinos. But that's all we hear about in our news media for some reason. Well, maybe it's time for the immigrants to have their civil rights movement. Stop the Democrats from stapling every other group that's not white American. Stop stapling every other group that wasn't born in America as white to Black American as if that's the same thing. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm an American. Nigerian coming over here, an Asian, a Chinese person coming over here, a Indian person coming over here, Kamal's people came over here. Like, this is not, Andrew Yang's people came over here, and Rosario Dawson's people came over, whatever, right? AOC's people came over here. Those people that came over here, those people, there's no relationship between Black America and those people. So let's uncouple all of this, because these are all separate people. This whole people of color nonsense has a lot of people thinking we're supposed to be grouped together. But nah, you weren't here fighting with us for what we had to get out of this country. Get what I'm saying? This has been a long walk for Black Americans, and we ain't done yet. In the white power structure, which you can't wait to get a part of, most of you can't wait to get a part of the white power structure, which you do, has not even allowed us to this point to actually have our just due and for us to be compensated for what was intentionally done by our government. Meanwhile, you want us to make your fight our fight, and we still fighting. Does that make any sense? Is that resonating? I don't think people understand. I want people to get it. We're still in a fight right now. Black Americans, they never stop fighting. We're still in a fight. There's all these other groups of people. We keep saying Latinos or Hispanics, but it's Africans. It's people from Africa, Nigerians, Hondurans, Asians. It's all these people from all over the globe who've come to the United States. All these people asking us to get into a fight for them. We're still over here making the average Black family only owns 1/10 of the wealth of the average white family. The average Black family has about 10 cents for every dollar that a white family has. And we've been here since the 1600s. We still have a fight on our hands. Economically, educationally, medically, environmentally, we still have a fight on our hands. You understand what I'm saying? And you want us to drop our, come over here and help you. When you got people, you got all y'all. Oh, what's up with all the people of color? Why does the people of color need to wait on the Black Americans for people of color to do their thing? Last thing I'm going to say, and we're going to go on, Johnson. Won't be the last thing, but last point I want to make. I think if we are talking about Latino Americans, just looking at the voting data, it appears to me that you are split within different types of Latino folks. about what's important. You need to get on page. I think you got heavy lifting to do within your own communities about what's important to you. Because I don't think undocumented and documented people and people that have been Latino Americans all feel the same way you think they do about what's going on. I think people need to look around and ask around, because there are people who are legally in this country with a whole different, y'all need to work together. Your people need to work together. Y'all need to get your act together about what you think is the next steps. I remember Joe Biden said, blacks, you need to get on board because the Latinos are going to be the biggest group. You have to work with them. Well, Latino groups need to work with each other. And those people of color need to work together. Black Americans have a fight on our hands, and it continues. Hope that makes sense. Let's keep going. Next. And just look, this is a perfect clip. This is perfect, Johnson. I couldn't time this better. Well, I did time it. I did put them in order, but check this out. Texas House Rep Armando Wale on the floor in the Texas House. Listen closely to how he speaks about what's happening. And ask yourself, where was this same concern for Black America? That's what I be thinking when I hear this type of rhetoric. Check him out. And then tell me I was wrong.
I've been sitting there my whole goddamn time listening to y'all motherfuckers. It pisses me off. None of y'all motherfuckers know this shit, bro. You're my friend, man.
All these
I love
cowards.
you, but this fucking hurts. The shit that happens on this goddamn floor hurts. I can't go hang out with I can't drive my brother, my cousin. Okay? I can't take them anywhere, bro. I can't go to a boiler. I can't go to a baptism because my community is being attacked. Y'all don't understand the shit that y'all do hurts our community. It hurts us personally, bro. It hurts us.
That sounds so familiar, don't it? That sounds like you talk about Ferguson. Or maybe you talk about Baltimore. He's talking about all the other places where Black people have been living all this time that have been over-policed by cops. Not ICE, just regular cops. I don't know if you know or not, but there are a hell of a lot more cops than there are ICE. ICE don't even be everywhere. Black Americans been having to deal with the same thing he's talking about for 100 years. 100 years of the same shit that he's talking about. And I'm sorry, but this is life. It's been life. It makes you wonder, what kind of life were they living? No wonder they so assimilated no wonder they're so gravitating to white people, the white system, that they are part of it. Then they get this wake-up call that Trump ain't going along with it. And that's what it seems like, because listen to him. The guy's living. He's living. I can't hang out with my friends. You better not bring your friends.
The shit that happens on this goddamn floor hurts. I can't go hang out with I can't drive my brother, my cousin.
Listen to that. I'm just saying, it just sounds so much like Black America. And this is 2025. How long you been in this country? How long has this been going on?
Okay, I can't take them anywhere, bro. I can't go to a boiler. I can't go to a baptism because my community is being attacked. Y'all don't understand the shit that y'all do hurts our community. It hurts us personally, bro. It hurts us.
Just let us debate it.
It hurts us to our fucking core. And y'all don't understand that. Y'all don't live in our fucking skin.
Woo! You know, man, I don't know if I can. I don't know what else I need to. What can I even say to that? What can be said? Yeah, what can we even say? What's the? I don't even know if I need to add anything to that. It sounds like what they're really complaining about is they're getting treated like we got treated and have been treated. The same things we've been saying forever. Right? That's what it sounds like. It's the identical. He can't drive. Can't drive while Hispanic. Have you ever heard that term used for Hispanics? Driving while Hispanic. We have a whole vernacular for black people that everyone's just accepted in the United States. It's just normal stuff. The conversations the parents and sons or dads have to have with their sons, moms have to have with their sons, parents have to have with their children, black children, about police stops, about 10 and 2, about how to conduct yourselves, how to stay out of trouble. You see a fight, go the other way. If this happens, don't do this, don't do that. Don't eyeball him. Don't give him a bad look. Get home. Do this, do that. Now we're driving while there is no turn, walking this, working while black, breathing while black, walking while black, just being black, black for no reason. All these things that have been weaponized against us. There were literal laws, and look, I'm not even exaggerating, folks. There were literal laws on the books that anything over 2 black people couldn't be seen together at one time. That was against the law for black people to be in groups of more than 2. These are part of Jim Crow laws on the books in states in the United States. On the books. This is not me being exaggerative. It's not an exaggeration. This is really what happens. Really what happened in this country. He's talking as if they are new to the game of what's been happening. So what, look, it appears to me that all this time while black people have been going through the struggles in America, other groups have not even been checked in. They didn't even know what was happening. That's probably why so many of them had so much slick things to say, so much of a flippant attitude, and then blame us for our own condition. Now they're getting a wake-up call that there is a Republican in office who's not treating you as white Americans. You're getting treated like Americans, maybe more like black Americans. Let's let people sit with that for a moment. Let's let people let that swirl around in their heads just a little bit, because that's exactly what's happening. As you listen to this man go on this rant, he seemed passionate. He seemed upset. He seemed like he was speaking from his heart. And he also sounded like any Tuesday for black Americans. What he sounded to him, to me, from what it sounds like, it feels like he's experienced the most apocalyptic Armageddon moment of his existence as a Hispanic American or Latino American, what he's witnessing. And for the life of me, it sounds like Baltimore on a Thursday, Chicago on a Tuesday, Memphis on a Saturday night. That's all it sounds like. But to him, it sounds like the end of days. And this is the disconnection that we have between all these other groups. And this is why I say, stop stapling all these groups to the black experience. Stop stapling. Stop with the joining us in with everyone. Because at the end of the day, their experiences and their outlooks are totally different. Just because they come from another country does not mean they are black Americans. And they do not see the country the same way. He expected to be treated like an American, not a hyphen. He expected to be treated like a white guy. Black America's been fighting. We don't even have that expectation. We're fighting to get there. We realize we not white. And that's what's the obvious difference between Black America and all these other groups that come here, man, is we know we're not white. Most of us, not all of us. Most of us know that. And we're fighting to get our equality. These people, since they're not black, thought naturally they go in the other bucket. And now some of them are finding out that ain't always the case. And that's a rude wake-up call. All right, let's keep going, Johnson. Think about how that would look if that happened to us. Well, guess what, folks? It already happened to us. It's been happening to us.
Y'all don't, man. And that's what pisses me off. I sit there. I've been a good fucking soldier to him.
That's right.
To my own fucking detriment.
That's right.
To my own detriment. And to cut off debate when all of our members are trying to have a debate, a civil debate. Nobody's gotten crazy. We're just trying to have a debate. Let the chips fall where they may. We know where the bill's going.
Yeah, we know.
Let us debate what we need to debate. Let us blow some steam.
And look, what's going to happen here is that we're going to find that milk gets a lot higher, because I don't know if any of you have ever been in a dairy farm. It is god-awful work. We're going to see that groceries and vegetables are higher. We're going to see an effect in our economy, because whether people like it or not, whether Americans acknowledge it or not, undocumented immigrants are an integral part of our society and our economy. And we're going to have to get used to seeing the videos of U.S. citizens detained, of U.S. citizen children being ripped from the arms of their mothers and while they wail, of, dads and moms and business owners. Yeah, we're going to have to get used to it.
But most of his...
Yo, man,
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Man, I hate to. I don't want to be a broken record here, man, but it just sounds like Anna Navarro is very out of touch. She's just very much out of touch, man. There's a huge amount of tone deafness. I notice that when all the Democrats, when they talk about this immigration situation, border patrol, deportation, one of the things they love to harken back to is, oh man, look what's going to happen. People are going to have to do jobs. America's going to have to work. Oh no. It's sort of implying that Americans are lazy and these people are not. Well, there was a whole country here. There were a whole country moving about, and people been working and building and doing for hundreds of years before Anna Navarro showed up from Cuba. I guess that's where she's from. I don't know, man. But I'm just saying, man, America going to America. And this threat of prices going up. You don't know, you don't want to see what milk's going to cost. Maybe milk's supposed to cost more. Maybe it is. Maybe underpaying undocumented people is not, a sustainable way to run a country. Maybe having a permanent underclass of workers that drive down wages isn't good for everyone. And maybe things should be a little bit higher. Or maybe, God forbid, corporations should pay themselves a little less. Maybe CEOs should make a little less. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe that's what's supposed to happen here in Navarro. But see, that would be cutting into the money of the corporation. Get what I'm saying? And that's the last thing CNN and Navarro wants to suggest is maybe Walmart's, other retailers, other producers of foods and goods or textiles, whatever. Maybe they're not supposed to make humongous profits at the expense of worker compensation. Maybe we should just be holding them accountable. But that makes too much sense. Instead, we should just say, yeah, we should just continue to do what we do, business as usual. Get what I'm saying? So that's the problem I have, man. The rest we've already been over. At the end of the day, regardless of what people say about the law, they don't trust the law, and what's illegal or legal, that mean it's morally right. It's not morally right that Black Americans are still stuck to the bottom of a system that was built on the backs of Black Americans. I got a problem with that. And if you are not here to help advocate for that, if you don't have a problem with that, then you are not my ally. I don't care if you brown or black or white. If you are not in that fight, if that's not important to you, if that's not a priority of yours, then you shut up while we continue to advocate for ourselves. Because if we can't change that, there ain't no conversation on the rest of this shit. Now, for me, these sisters are going to talk about immigration. And I want people to know this issue is not a new issue, man. This has been, when you start going down the rabbit hole on this, you'll find out Black Americans have been sounding the alarm on this for 50 years. 50 years. This is at least 40. This looks like the early 80s. This is like 80. I don't know what year this is. Look at the dress. Look at the wardrobe on these sisters and the hairstyles. Tell me what year you think this is.
But most of his words were that he couldn't place us because we wouldn't be able to communicate with the other employees.
All of whom were
Spanish. And I said, you don't need to speak or communicate with the other employees because you're on the floor by yourself. He said, but all the supervisors spoke Spanish too, and we needed to communicate with them. I feel like if I want to learn Spanish to be able to compete with them, then I think I should be able to do that on my own. I don't think you and no one else should be able to tell me that I have to have Spanish. Not in my country.
Yeah, this is America, they forget. This is not Castro's Cuba.
Now, if
I don't mind them. I think they should come over and learn our language. And then if they do have the both languages, that's better for them in the job market. Don't tell us we have to speak your language in order to keep a job here in America. That doesn't make sense.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
I just want to point out, man, this is not a new discussion. This conversation, not new at all. It's just not something that you're going to hear on MSNBC or CNN or CBS or the major cable news networks. They won't talk about it. But Black community's been talking about it for a very long time. And our young people have pretty much, I think, been sheltered from it to a certain degree. I mean, depending on what kind of family you come from, right? And where the focus has been. They may be unaware of the fight for resources. The Black Americans didn't just go to the bottom willy-nilly. We didn't just freely want to sit at the bottom of the hierarchy and the structure in the United States. This was implemented upon us. And we've been fighting this every step of the way. But when I became fully aware of it, I'd say only about, I don't know. I mean, I become more and more aware of it every day. But what I'm saying is, I remember my dad talking to me about it and trying to wake me up to it. And I just didn't get it, you know? When you're young, you just want people to get along. You want everybody, you're not aware of what's against you. You're not aware of the obstacles that you're going to face. You're not aware, to you, it just looks like it's all open. And that's just not the case. I'm not saying you can't succeed. I'm not saying people don't win every day or do well, perform well, and build lives themselves. I'm not saying that. And I'm not trying to doom and gloom everybody into this idea that you can't succeed. You can. But the obstacles that are in our way have been put there structurally, on purpose. And we got to fight against those obstacles because not everybody moves around those obstacles. Not everyone avoids those pitfalls. What these women are talking about makes very good sense. So they can't discriminate and say, look, you can't work here because you are Black. But they can't say we need someone who's bilingual. And that is basically saying you can't work here because you're not Latino. Black Americans, of the groups, of the ethnic groups, Black Americans speak Spanish the least. Of course, we speak Spanish less than Latino Americans and Hispanic Americans, right? Or people from Spanish-speaking countries, right? That makes sense, right? And, so then, and there's whites and there's Asians. Okay? All right. If this makes any sense to you guys, hit the like button on your wherever you're watching this, whatever platform you're watching. X, could you repost? Could we share this on X? We're really trying to get Elon Musk to monetize our channel on X. It would really help. Because for whatever reason, I can't get no love at all from Elon. I don't know what it is on X. It's like things went backwards. I was at one place and it just went the other way. So anyway. What's next? I'll be as surprised as you. At this point, I'm kind of turned around about where we are. Let's see.
You are an immigrant. You're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
This is amazing here because I love it when the corporate talking heads are throwing a curveball. Yeah, Arnold didn't go the way she think it's going to go. I don't know what she thought. Arnold is a corporate machine, man. This guy was a governor. They're playing. No, that's not it. The chopper. This guy. Get to the chopper. This guy is not going to ride for immigrants. But FAFO.
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was impressed by the American people like that. I mean, imagine I came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Yeah. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity. And I think because I'm such a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do, on July 4th, a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon, where George Washington was laid to rest, and where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech there. They asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great celebration. And this is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of a history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do, rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place.
Arnold, don't Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Oh, Lord. Man, that's rich, man. Listen to this white guy with an accent. Talk down to actual immigrants of different colors. It's funny. Yeah, this rich bastard. This rich bastard who did who knows what in the 80s and the 90s to who knows who. Talk down about how to conduct oneself. That's funny, man. I'm serious, man. This is hilarious. They listen to the word salad of someone who can't even put the words together. That's hilarious. California elected this guy as a governor. Remember that. That's funny. Man, there is like no shame in the game, Johnson. I mean, there is no shame in the game, man. I would be livid. I was watching people jump off the live stream as he was talking. And I just couldn't laugh. All I want to do is laugh. I want you to sit through it anyway. That's right. Sit through Arnold, talk down to people about an existence he never really experienced. Funny. Look, man, I'm not saying everybody doesn't have different experiences and life isn't, I'm not saying life is a bowl of cherries, right? But come on, man. This rich jackass is talking. He's a white guy with an accent. That's all he is. That is not the same. But okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger does not have the moral authority to talk to anybody about the hard times of Americans' existence living in America. He's just not the guy, But he still was allowed to go on a 4-minute rant on The View, uninterrupted. And black people, there's a black woman sitting there, a Latina woman sitting there. I don't know. Amazing. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think of it. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about what Arnold did? All right. Lord have mercy.
Tim Black's BS detector. Next on deck with Tim Black.
Imagine if Andrew Yang tried to tell black people what to think. He just imagine Andrew Yang. It was like Andrew Yang trying to tell black people, what's the problem, black people? Come on. What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, we would be like, who's you talking to? You talking to Yang? You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's funny. It's not funny, but you know what I'm saying? To like be that unaware. What I'm saying is, to be that unaware how you're coming across. I know he said these are talking points, I'm sticking to them, but I'm just saying to have no, it seems like he has no awareness of how off-putting that was. Sort of like, sort of like when Obama tried to talk to the blacks. You know what I'm saying? When he tried to talk down to us? Yeah. We'll get to that later. What's next?
This idea that we don't care how many people get hurt. We don't care how we prostitute our service members.
Huh? What'd she say? Oh, you mean being in a parade? Prostitute our service members by being in a parade, Johnson. Oh, you mean like they do at every football game? You mean those types of prostitutes? You realize they pay to do that? The military pays the NFL that they be at those games and do that shit. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not talking about individual soldiers. I'm talking about the U.S. military itself pays money to so-called prostitute itself to be involved in events like that in order to raise recruitment. Congressperson, you retort?
Thinking that You have your own special little army that's for you. I mean, it is sick.
Presidents are commanders in chief. Sorry. I mean, when I point out basic stuff like this, does it seem anti-black woman when I do this? Because sometimes I get the mail. She doesn't make any sense. She said prostitute military, and that Trump is making his own private little military. That makes sense. That's ludicrous. It's straight up dumb right there. That's a dumb statement. And then their expression like, what, you don't agree with me?
It is really sick, and anybody that supports it is also sick.
So now people are sick because Trump had a parade or something? And anybody who supported it are sick. So now there's very service people, the service people that were there, them being there made them sick. Or people that came to it are sick. Okay, check.
And so, we've got a mental health crisis in this country because everyone, no matter how...
I'm convinced that when Jasmine Crockett talks, she's been given a license by corporate media that she can say any dumb shit she wants to say, and for some reason, it will be acceptable. She seems a lot like Trump is what I'm trying to tell you. And for someone who complains about Trump, as much as she complains about Trump, folks, I don't see that much daylight between the two. Other than Trump won 3 primary elections for his party and she's won only 1. I'm just saying. Because when she talks, it just seems like she just says anything. I think she'd be a better YouTube creator than she will be a congressperson. Yeah, I think she'd be a better content creator. She needs to come down here and do a YouTube show. Like Tiffany Cross or Angela Rye or Van Lathan, Andrew Gillum, one of those folks. Just do the talking points, say the things. That's how it seems. Yeah.
You affiliate yourself should be against Trump, period. This is not partisan for me. Like, I would give anything to have, sad to say, George Bush. Give me any regular Republican.
What? George Bush took us to illegal wars. He killed 1 million people in the process. His administration literally lied. We didn't go. Can I bring up Katrina? I mean, how tone deaf is this? And you know what's funny? It's funny that there will be Black Americans who would defend her saying dumb shit like that. All because at certain events, Bush gave Michelle Obama a piece of candy during the event. And now he paints these crazy pictures. Now he's an artiste. Yeah. They would defend her statement of, give me a George Bush. What? This is a congressperson fighting for your rights. As a Black American, do you want this? This what you voted for?
Nowadays, and I would be happy, but right now we have someone who does not.
So she would be happy if it was a different Republican. So she's really not working for the Democrats. This isn't because Trump's Republican. If he was a Democrat, she'd be doing this. You mean like when Biden was in office. So any policies that Trump has or has had in place that are similar to Biden's when Biden was in place, you were on Biden's neck about the same stuff because I know you weren't. See, there are policies that Biden had for 4 years that you didn't got to complain about, which were holdovers from Trump's presidency. And you didn't take Biden to task about it. That makes sense, guys? What I'm saying is, Jasmine Crockett just said how it's not about parties for her. In fact, she would support a Republican president. Well, Trump is a Republican president. And there are policies that Trump put in place during his first tenure from 2016 to 2020 that Biden never changed, that Biden continued. And then when Biden came into office and when she came into office, she knew those things, they were in place, and she never complained about Biden. Instead, she was the number one champion for Biden. And then for Kamala, she went on tour for Kamala in the Biden regime, in the job Kamala did with Biden, along with Biden. And she never once complained or talked out of school about any of their policies. But now she's saying she doesn't care about parties. This is kind of crazy. I don't know, man. I got a problem, man, because I really listen to what they're saying. And I think most people just don't. They just, when the word salad starts, they just tune out and start thinking about other stuff and start thinking, hey, I wonder if Straw was better than did I give it enough credit? Maybe it was a better movie than I thought. What'd they say about Tyler Perry? Did Tyler Perry do that? I don't know. Heard some stuff about Fat Joe. I wonder if that's true. Their minds start going other places when politicians start talking. And my problem is, when politicians start word salading, I listen closer because I want to catch them in their BS.
I care, and he is being enabled by the fact that there are.
She's making all of this up. She doesn't even have talking points that make any sense. Look at her looking for words to say. He's being enabled by fairy dust. Fairy dust in transistor radios. Land of the Lost was a show that had H.A. Puffin stuff. And I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? Pee Wee Herman passed away. Well, when he was performing, he had a great part of Pee Wee's Playhouse. Howie Mandel still looks 40 years old. And Damon Evans to Lamont from Fred Fox is a bold brother. His interviews are off the chain. You should watch him on YouTube. You should go on the Tim Black Show. He is wow. I mean, she's just making stuff up. Look at it. Listen. I mean, I want people to really lean in, listen to, look at everything. Take it all in. Take in Jasmine Crockett's whole display, her demonstration.
To have, sad to say, George Bush. Give me any regular Republican nowadays, and I would be happy. But right now, we have someone who does not care, and he is being enabled by the fact that there are,
It's like she's not even being interviewed. It's like she's talking to a girlfriend about choosing a restaurant or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just casual. Like, it's like she's not an elected official responsible for the budgets or laws being made for a whole group of hundreds of thousands of people in the district. It's like she's just saying shit. It's like, whatever, man. Listen to her. Look at her. It's nothing. It's no seriousness.
People that follow him and they pump him up, as well as the people that are surrounding him.
People that follow him, who pump him up, who are... when I had Dana with the data on the show and she said that Jasmine Crockett was dumb, I pushed back. Yeah, I pushed back. I said, no, that's not true. Jasmine Crockett's not dumb, Dana. She seems like a smart person. She's working the wheels of media to become famous. And I thought, that's what I believed. And I held my ground on that. She kept saying, nah, Tim, she ain't smart, Tim. She's not. I'm like, well, I'm not saying she's a genius, but I'm saying she's been working the system to do what she's become very popular. We didn't know who she was. Now we do. I'm not saying it's a good way. I'm not saying she's going to solve anything for us. I'm just saying she don't seem dumb. And at one point, Dana said, Tim, are you saying that because she's a black woman, you think because you don't want to trash her? I'm like, no, I don't feel that's why I'm saying it. Well, folks, oh no, man. Now that I'm listening to this, I'm not going to say she's dumb, but she is lazy. I mean, she should have better talking points about Trump than this. It's like she just make up anything. The people that are pumping him up, the people around him who pump him up. Biden literally had people pumping him up, literally hitting the paddles on his ass. She didn't say shit. To this day, she says, I ain't nothing wrong with Biden. Did nothing. He was perfectly fine. You know, when he was awake, I mean, he was seeing. To this day, she says that.
And so, you know, my heart breaks for service members, people that signed up to protect democracy and freedom, not only here, but abroad, and were willing to risk their lives. And now, literally, the very thing that they signed up to fight against is now their commander-in-chief.
Really? They were fighting against what? Oh, you're talking about deportations? Oh, I mean, what else could she be talking about? She's so all over the place. I don't even know what she's talking about. What is the thing that they're fighting against, that Trump is doing?
It really breaks my heart, and I don't know how far he has to go before we can come together and just say,
oh, come on, man. What is this? I don't even know where this clip came from, y'all. I just saw this clip. I grabbed it. I don't know. Who is she talking to? Why is she talking? Who's she looking at? Oh.
Enough is enough. Like, this should not be partisanship.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Look, folks,
next on deck with Tim Black.
I know I've been critical of Jasmine Crockett, and that will continue. I don't quite understand the fascination with her. I remember Charlemagne and Andrew shows, and oh, I like her. She's fresh air. No, the air is funky. The air is real funky. If you think that's fresh air, you don't even have. Wait till you go outside. Wait till you go outside. That and inhale. Inhale. You can inhale from a dumpster across the street at the local carryout and get fresher air than Kamala's friend here. I notice when you talk about Jasmine Crockett, the algorithm starts to treat you badly. So I don't even know if this is going to go out on a separate video or not. I have to see if I'm froggy or not. Yeah, I think YouTube got a call from the Democrats when it comes to Jasmine Crockett. Because everybody was hitting her pretty good there for a minute. I think she took so much, she yelled, "Uncle." She went and told the teacher. Yeah, I think Jasmine and the Democrats went and talked to the teacher, and YouTube was like, look, these people, like, I'm on a list. I think that's why Van Lathan didn't get back to me and say, after he said he would, because I'm on a list. There's a list for people to tell truth. Yeah, it's a list of people who have offended the Jasmine Crockett's, the Joy Ann Reids, the Kamala Harris's. I'm on that list. And that's a great list to be on. Unless you got a family to feed. So look, go to TimBlackTV.com and join us here. Become a member of the Tim Black Show. Jasmine Crockett has something to say. And when she's talking, even when she is saying something, she ain't saying anything that matters to us. It don't help us. It helps the Democrats. We're almost done here, guys. We'll be at 2:28. I don't know, man. It feels like we should be done. Are we good? We good? We want a couple more things. Let's go a couple more. Let's go friendly stuff. I got some lighter content we can close the show out with. Can we close the show out on a lighter note? Can we do that? All right, let's close the show out on a lighter note. Let's go to this.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
But facts are important.
We'll skip him. Because that's not going to be like, if I start talking about, Barry O, it'll be a minute. It'll be a minute. I don't want to spend too much time. Yo, you guys want some wings? I don't want to take too much time here. Let's jump ahead, guys, because, we want to go to Tyler Perry, man. I'm trying to understand this. Okay, so I was minding my business. I was sitting there minding my business, Johnson. I was sitting there minding my business like most people do. Mind our business. We don't want no trouble. And this thing popped up. And it was a video of Tyler Perry. Okay? And all I know is he put out that movie Straw, which I did a review of. I need to put that little short review clip I did of it. And I had strong, feelings about Straw. But then I saw this.
BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
He's got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking.
Yeah, when someone's accused of SAing people or something, and he getting sued for $260 million, I mean, I guess singing is an option, but I wonder if that's the best, best way to go.
What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help, some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Yeah, man, I don't know how I feel about this, Johnson. You know what? I don't know. I don't know what Tyler Perry did or didn't do. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. But this guy, the person that's accusing Tyler Perry, which I'm sure will be everywhere, his name is Derek Dixon, and he played in this series that Tyler Perry had called The Oval. And I know Mrs. Black said that, hey, she remembers this actor. He wasn't that great an actor. And I'm like, okay. My wife likes Tyler Perry movies. Because I don't know. I mean, maybe he was a bad actor. I don't know. He's an actor who appeared as Dale in dozens of episodes of BET's hit political drama, The Oval. Prior to that, his character appeared in the show's spinoff series, Ruthless. So this guy's had quite a relationship with Tyler Perry. And now he's suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. And that's weird. That's weird that somebody can work with you that often, that much, and then say, hey, it's usually disgruntled people who didn't get work. You know what I'm saying? And turned, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems kind of. He filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles accusing Perry of using his influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitive dynamic while he was acting on The Oval and Ruthless. He alleges Perry promised him a successful acting career, but then subjected him to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation when he didn't reciprocate Perry's unwanted advances. So Perry's lawyers deny the accusations and call the lawsuit a scam to make money. Yeah. I don't know the amount of money, but I have to assume that Dixon approached Tyler Perry off, Usually they offer to settle things out of court before it goes public, right? So I don't know if that took place. I'd like to know if it did. But no one knows what happened here. But there are people that grew up on Tyler Perry movies at this point. Tyler Perry has a very committed fan base of people that support him. And I don't want to tick y'all off, but I never put anything past anybody in power. And I don't care who it is, whether it's Weinstein, whether it's Diddy, whoever it is, anybody with power can wield that power in different ways. You never really know. So I'm not gonna jump on Tyler because I don't know, but I'm also not going to defend him and just throw it out the window and say it's impossible. Nah. You could drive a car with your feet if you want to. It's things you could do. Yeah, you know, they say men can't have babies. Well, not if you were a guy who had a change, or if you were a woman who didn't call yourself, who identifies as a man, then yeah, you could. See what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it is. See what I'm saying? If you were a woman who then identifies as a man and then gets pregnant, yeah, you could be a man having a baby. Get it? You live in a culture where that can happen. Where uncles are sometimes younger than the nephew. I'm just saying, we live in a crazy time, man. That's all I'm saying. So let's not put the possibility of Tyler Perry doing something that he shouldn't do, like on a level of impossibility, like, you know what I'm saying? Like crazy, like 55-year-old having a baby. It ain't that crazy. Like, it happens. All right, so we'll keep our eye out. Let me know what you think about this. There's nothing to speculate on. There's an allegation. No, there is one thing. There are text messages. They look a little suspicious. I don't know. And people say, well, Tim, anybody can make a text message up. I'm like, yeah, but they'll be risking a lot of jail time. Like, if you lie and say, this is a text message I got, and it be actually a fabricated, phony text message that was sent to himself, the records would show that, goofy. Like, you can't get away with that in court. Tyler Perry gonna have good lawyers. This shit will not work. This Barney Fife is not running the case. You know what I'm saying? You know, Joe Pesci, Tyler Perry is not going to hire Joe Pesci, the super, to be his lawyer. You got to have real lawyers, you know? You're going to need real records from out the cloud to prove. I'm just saying, man, people are already jumping to defend Tyler with like crazy, like crazy stories, man. We'll see what happens. We will follow it. Innocent until proven guilty. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Anybody innocent or guilty, it's like just what you're thinking. All right, next. This is funny. Fat Joe. Now, damn it, where's my Fat Joe talking point? Well, I'll go off the top of the head. Fat Joe's hype man. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Fat Joe's hype guy. I don't know who that person is. Says that Fat Joe did a lot of P. Diddy type stuff. Yeah. Gosh, man. Bad stuff. Bad. I ran across this one just before I was going to the show, and I said, hey, I would probably want to end this on a up note. Damn it, Fat Joe. So I think it's a $20 million lawsuit. There he goes. So Fat Joe's former hype man in an explosive complaint alleges rapper engaged in sex acts with minors, coerced him into more than 4,000 acts, to maintain his standing. I don't even know what that means, Johnson. So Fat Joe's former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, has filed an explosive lawsuit in federal court against the rapper on Thursday. Dixon is alleging that his former boss, whose real name is Joseph Antonio Cartagena, engaged in coercive labor exploitation, financial fraud, sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, psychological coercion. God, all this bad stuff that you could do. He said Fat Joe got rich and famous while he and his associates deliberately suppressed, silenced, and erased Dixon's substantial creative, artistic, and commercial contributions, which were fundamental to Fat Joe's professional success and personal brand. He's seeking up to $20 million in damages. The complaint found in U.S. District Court, Southern District of New York, details disturbing claims of Fat Joe's sexual relations with women, including minors, that contains a trigger warning on the first page of the 157-page document. Now, I want people to know that this hype man worked with Fat Joe for 16 years. So they go way back. And I don't know. Dixon states that in the complaint that Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situations, including acts performed under duress and surveillance, accompanied by threats of abandonment in foreign countries if he refused to comply. By his own estimation, Dixon states in his suit that he was coerced into more than 4,000 acts. Most shockingly, the suit claims that Dixon witnessed Fat Joe engaged in relations with children who were 15 and 16 years old, and lists 3 such Jane Does, including a 16-year-old Dominican girl in New York, who in exchange for cash, clothing, and payment of her cell phone bill, performed various acts on the rapper. One of the minors is a Caucasian female and not a United States citizen. But she was 15 years old in a concert overseas. And the third is a Latina female who met the defendant when she was 15 years old, turning 16. So, look, it's very, I don't know. Once again, guys, people are innocent until proven guilty. This seems even worse than the Tyler Perry, because this guy was with Fat Joe for 16 years. How you gonna work for somebody for 20 years? He said 4,000 acts he was forced to participate in because of Fat Joe. 4,000. I don't even know. 4,000 is a lot of acts. That's a lot of acts, Johnson. 4,000. I mean, 40 is a lot. 400 is crazy. 4,000 is like, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wrap my head around. Maybe I'm just old and tired. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. 4,000? 4,000? All right, folks. Once again, I do not put anything past anyone. It's not impossible for somebody who has power to use that power in bad ways. I will cover this story. We'll see what happens. I'm wondering why Fat Joe didn't settle this. I don't know, man. The guy was with you for 20 years. Give him a couple $1 million. Go on with life. I don't know. Maybe Fat Joe thought his brand would stand the accusation. Yeah, maybe before you start talking about hip-hop was invented by Puerto Ricans. Maybe before you try to take credit for Beat Street, breakdancing, and rapping. All right, let me know what y'all guys think in the comment section below, man. Before you went on Math Hoffa, maybe you had a shot, but now, sofa. Lean back. All right, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about this story. All stories, remember, this is a Tim Black Show. On a good week, we're here 5 days a week. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Let's go to the comments section before we get up out of here. He's a rat. I can't say I disagree with you, sir. Gotta agree with you. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Bang, bang, bang. It's only 365 days in a year. I'm saying, Johnson, 4,000. Fat Joe talked all that shit about FBA, and he been doing this allegedly. Yo, I don't say it. He was counting. Man, Johnson. Prophet with Yo. Shout out to Prophet with Yo. I don't know what she's doing, but go check her out on her YouTube channel or TikTok or Instagram, whatever she's got. Prophet with Yo. Sound like a business. Malcolm Rex. Who the hell counts these acts? Hell, man, I listened to a video of Casey. Or is it Cassie? Cassie. I listened to a video recording of Cassie threatening to have somebody cut into pieces. I'm just saying, didn't sound like a victim. Didn't sound like a flower, an angel. You hear this? Anybody else hear this? Yeah, it just sounded, yeah. So this guy, I'll cut you into pieces. All right, I'm out of here. And plus, he walks around with his shirt unbuttoned. Put him in jail. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, I love my people, man. My people, my people, my people. Best, I got the best people. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for tonight, guys. Thank you for being here tonight with the Tim Black Show. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack. The members of the show keep the show going. Thank you for supporting independent media. This Black independent media creator is done for the night, but we'll be back tomorrow, finishing out strong for the week. Thank you, Black Mamba and Buck Billy, for your commitment to this crazy show called the Tim Black Show. Thank you, everybody that tunes in. Lean that ass back, says always. Where are we on the likes, guys? Are we near 400? 320, Dakota Jim. All right, Jim. Thank you, Dakota Jim. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done. Remember, like I always say, don't let anybody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread, son. Don't let nobody take your cornbread, son. And remember, where are my ladies? Where are my ladies? Oh, there they go.